Hey, I don't usually make videos like this, but I have a little bit of a light topic to talk about, nothing serious, just something like, I don't know, the transgender bathroom issue. What other light things can I talk about? That's not serious. So if you haven't heard, the problem that's going around is that some people are uncomfortable with transgender people going into their newly assigned bathrooms. I'm going to say this now, I'm going to apologize if I'm using any terms wrong, I'm just trying to understand it myself. Some people are asking those people to go back to their original bathrooms. If you were a woman, you go to the women's, and the other way around. And the reasoning behind that, at least one of the only real arguments towards that, is that people are afraid that they will prey on our children, or something like that. Yeah, so that's the solution, is to tell them to go back to their original bathrooms. I guess that's a way of dealing with it, but I think we all really know the best way of dealing with this problem is having child-only bathrooms. I mean, you have a door that's about to your waist height, and if you have to bend down to go in, you can't go in. I mean, that way we could have little tiny janitors going in, mopping, and saying, another day, another dollar, and yes, they will be mopping the ceiling because there's shit everywhere in a bathroom that's only for kids. That's a stupid joke. I mean, the only way that argument makes sense to me is that you think it's a disguise. I mean, because every transgender person I've ever met wears Groucho glasses, and that's how they get away with it, right? Stop the presses! Groucho glasses are a hit with the transgender community! Another stupid joke. I guess you can say that someone has an operation that is completely irreversible, to my knowledge at least, completely life-altering, to do something illegal, because that's their main priority. I love robbing banks. It's my favorite thing to do. I have the most fun doing it. You get a gun, you point it at him, you say, give me your money. But, you know what would make it a lot easier? I mean, 10 times easier and way more lucrative, is if I got a sex change. I think that would really help. There's a condition I heard of once where people have a limb on their body that they feel doesn't belong there. And in this case, I heard one where the guy's leg, I think from his knee down, he felt didn't belong there and wanted to get rid of it. So he calls all sorts of doctors and he tries to get someone to cut the leg off. And obviously no real doctor is going to ethically or morally cut off a perfectly working leg. So he gets dry ice and puts his leg in there and cuts it the fuck off himself. Now, you don't have to convince me that that doesn't make any sense. I don't understand why anybody would want to cut their leg off. I don't want to cut my leg off. I love my legs. But if you're mentally sound and you're not insane and you decide to cut your leg off, then go ahead, I guess. I'm not going to stop you. And ironically, he felt complete afterwards. He felt himself, and that this thing, this growth, if you can say that, I guess, was gone, and he felt happy. So you don't have to convince me that that doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I wouldn't want to cut my leg off. But you don't see me going out there and hurting people and doing all this thing where my opinion doesn't match theirs, so fuck that person. But I mean, let's be honest. We really know why this guy cut his leg off. It's to go into the crippled bathroom and fuck our crippled kids. So we gotta force him to go back to the normal bathroom. You're not fucking our kids! Yes, I do realize that my analogy of using a guy who cuts his leg off and someone getting a sex change is kind of a stretch, and it's not the best analogy I can use, but you know what else is a stretch? This whole fucking issue. And I'm not trying to change anyone's ideas or opinions or trying to change the way you look at the world. The greatest thing about this country is that you can have your own opinions and that you can voice those opinions. But, please, if I can convince you of one thing, don't hurt other people for your opinions. If you don't agree with somebody else, that is absolutely fine. Let's all be real with each other. The real issue here is that some people just don't understand. And that's okay. You don't have to understand. You don't have to be completely knowledgeable about this thing that, in your mind, makes no sense. I don't understand a guy cutting his leg off, but I don't care. If it makes him happy, go ahead. I don't understand why a guy would want to change into a woman. But that's not hurting me. And if they're happier, go ahead. But, I'm just a guy on the internet, so what the fuck do I know? But, this is just an internet video, so you can take my opinion, or you can completely leave it and tell me to go fuck myself. Which, being an internet video, is going to be mainly what people say to me.